a full belly, so I wonder if she didn't have a kill. Perhaps he was trying to look, this young male was trying to look for some scraps. So I'm sure all of you have had a good look at these leopards, and I think you can confirm it is Thandi and Hosana. Very interesting to see this young male hang around this female. This is such a wonderful sighting. And luckily for us, they did decide to come out into the open. They are lying down in some long grass, but we can still see them very clearly compared to where they were. And there's still a little bit of golden light on them. Riti, no. Leopards won't change the shade of the coat depending on the season. Their coats may become a little bit thicker in the winter, but it definitely doesn't change shade or color. Not at all. Now, genetically, the genetics of leopards varies slightly. So, just like our skin colors, some skin is darker than others. Same with leopards. Same with giraffe. We speak about it regularly. And I remember there used to be a beautiful leopard down in the south on Londolozi known as the Sunset Bend female. Some of you may have heard of her. Very well-known leopard. And she had a beautiful golden coat, Sunset Bend. Lovely, lovely golden coat. And her lineage, her offspring and that also generally had slightly more yellow coats or golden coat compared to some of the other leopards down there. And the same with any leopard, really. Some are slightly darker, slightly more golden, and others are a bit lighter. I must be honest, this is one of my favorite things to do. After this morning, we had quite a quiet morning, but to be able to now sit and spend time with these leopards is very special, and we are very, very lucky. Ali, I'm not sure. You asked where do I think Tamba is. I don't know. Now again, trying to think. And I still haven't. Some of you are very good at identifying these leopards. I'm not that good. I haven't seen them enough to know the exact, little signs and spot patterns. This does look like Hosana. If I can just get confirmation from you that it definitely is Hosana and not Tamba. I don't think it's Tamba. It looks a bit bigger. And then, Ali, I'll answer your question. It's hard to say because if sometimes what happens is, of course, Ali, that the female will leave her young cub in an area, go off and hunt, and then potentially go back and fetch him. So she may have left Tamba somewhere, moved off and gone trying to hunt and bumped into Hosana, or Hosana bumped into her, and is now trying to latch onto her, maybe see if she's got a kill and that she might take him too, perhaps. Maybe that's what's happened here. But I just want to make sure, like I say, I unfortunately can't, I don't know these leopards. I haven't seen these leopards enough to 100% ID them. And I don't want to make a mistake. Now, I know a lot of you can get screenshots and it's a bit easier to look at the spot pattern. And I've been moving around quite a lot. So just, if you can confirm that it is definitely Hosana and definitely Thandi, it'll make it a bit easier for me to tell you what I think has happened here and what is going on. But I think that's possibly what has happened. Thandi's moved off, gone to potentially try and hunt left Tumba in an area and then bumped into Hosana. Who would have thought we'd have 2 leopard this afternoon? Now this is a wonderful, peaceful sighting, and you know what, in situations like this, and I've mentioned it before with elephant too, in certain sightings we've had, it's sometimes nice just to sit and appreciate and view them. They're resting. In sightings like this, I find you don't have to say too much, depending on, obviously, if guests are asking you questions and that. But it's nice just to appreciate the sounds around you. There's a lot of birds calling, Cape turtle doves, starlings. There was a little scops owl calling earlier too, in the drainage line, not far from us. And I think to appreciate the peace and quiet and tranquility of the sighting is really wonderful. Tony, you say safety in numbers, so that Hosana can potentially get a better sleep with the female leopard close to him. Oh, perhaps. Although she was looking quite aggressive towards him earlier. So as long as he doesn't get too close, he should be okay. Sorry. Painted Wolf, you asked if Kruger was still around. Would she have chased Thandi away? Most definitely. The reason for that, we know the leopards are very territorial, and Kruger would not have tolerated. I don't think she would have tolerated. Now, we know Thandi is indeed offspring of Kruger. Oh, I hope I don't get that wrong, but I'm certain Thandi is offspring of Kruger. And she may have tolerated her, but she probably would have growled and pushed her out a little bit, because when leopards, when they are territorial, even though they meet up with their offspring now and then when they do meet up with their offspring, they probably tolerate each other. There we go, heads up now. But it's always difficult to say. Maybe she would have, I think because Thandi's established her own territory, she's older and she's mated and she's had cubs of her own, I don't think Kruger would have been as accommodating. Oh, look at her, she's still growling a little bit. Beautiful. Isn't that wonderful? Look at the light in her eyes. Flock of Egyptian geese flying over us. You could probably hear them. They're very loud. And look at that. I suppose if Craig zooms out quite a bit more, I mean, it's like almost like one of those competitions, spot the leopard. If you see, I mean, look where Thandi is in that long grass. It's actually quite difficult to spot her, isn't it? Look at that. You can see Hosana clearly. He's lying out in the open a little bit, but look, the further back we go, Thandi starts to disappear. You can just see a bit of movement there now and then. There we go. She's up now. Let's see where she's going. Let's see how Hosana reacts to her. Look, he's definitely interested and curious in following her. Oh, look at this. They're going to walk right in front of us, I think. I'm just going to keep my voice down. I'll listen to him. He's contact calling. But look how close she is to us. Just, we'll try not move too much, because we know Thandi can sometimes get a little bit upset when the vehicles get too close to her, but she's chosen to walk past us, so we're okay. We're not interfering at all. But listen to Hosana. And then you'll hear Thandi growling at him. He's giving a contact call. Very interesting behavior. Now, it looks like they're heading back up towards the dam. Going to move forward here a little bit. This is wonderful to see. Sorry, two leopards. It's moving around like this, and to have them so close to the... Did I drive over some dung there? Can smell it. See, look how full her belly is. She's definitely fed recently. I wonder where she's going to be going. This is such a fantastic sighting. Oh, Beard, you say it doesn't seem like she's trying to lose him. No, he seems quite persistent in following her. Sorry, I think I drove over some leopard scat. Does not smell very good at all. Here we go, they're still moving, but it's amazing to see how he's still following her and staying close to her. This leopard scat does not smell good at all. Where's she gone? Can you still see her there, Craig, on that side?
Back, everybody. No problem. Confirm who I'm speaking to? Sorry, Andrew, I did not recognise you. But yeah, I was going to see if we can just hang around that area and just see if we can get some collaring from the Ngala as well, just to get an idea of where they might be in there. Copy that, thank you. Enjoy. Sorry everybody, just right in the middle of a conversation about the update on the lions there. So we did hear the barking, like I said earlier, so just updating one of the guides, Andrew, that's what we have heard. So I think those lions are in the thick bush, but unfortunately, because I didn't get a good direction of where that alarm call came from, we can't actually go in and just go bunder bashing, because otherwise we just damage the bush for no reason. We have scratched around this whole area for the leopard. It's given us the slip, as I say, I think possibly flown or soared. I just love that. I think that was brilliant. I've got to use it. So there's nothing at the moment over by Sydney's Dam. I'm just doing one last loop up and down here, and then I think we might go to Gowrie Dam just in case that leopard has crossed through. There's actually a little road that links down to Gowrie Dam, so I think we might just have a scratch down there and just see if we hit it lucky, because that would be the nearest water source. Yeah, we've got no tracks to go on. I think it must have been walking down the middle of the road and they were obliterated. So we've got nothing really to go on. At least we know where the Nyala is. She hasn't spoken. But if we do hear anything, at least we know where she is. So that's a good start. Hi Francis from Israel, welcome on board this afternoon. And Francis wanting to know, is there any inbreeding between lion and leopard? Not that I know of. If it's been done, it would have been done in the confines of a captive environment, but even so I've not heard of that cross. Certainly I've heard of the tiger and the lion, which again, it shouldn't happen naturally. Sorry, I thought I saw movement over there. I'm just going to drive slowly. Oh, lovely. So we're going to cross to the drinking leopard, and hopefully we'll have a drink with the leopard too.
3, 2, 1. All right, we've just as I thought, they did come through to come and have a drink. Wonderful, and we've got such a lovely view of them from across the dam. You can see that Thandi on the left and young Hosana moving off to the right. She wouldn't let him drink close to her. Isn't that a beautiful view? This is just great. Fantastic. He's going down to drink now too. Just on the other side, there he is. Look at that reflection in the water. Again, something very special, having a female and a leopard that's not her offspring. So Hosana, but again, as I said, these animals interact a lot more than we realize, and especially in these areas where the density of leopard is so high. So it's not unusual for leopards to meet and bump into each other like this. But you could see how aggressive she was. Now, one thing I must point out is look how long these leopards will stay down and drink for. Now, the reason is they actually don't lap up a lot of water with each lick. The tongue curls backwards and they'll lap up the water. But often these big cats, when they do go and drink, they drink for quite a while, especially, I'm not sure, but it looks like Thandi has recently fed, so she's most likely very thirsty. Often leopards will be very thirsty after finishing a kill. There's a lot of high salt content in blood and in carcasses, so they do get thirsty. But when they do drink, they'll spend quite a bit of time drinking. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, now, Paul, you say this is a special sighting with Thandi Hosana, and I suppose it is. They, well, brother and sister, same mother. So that is really interesting. Now, some of you might be asking, do they recognize each other, that they are related? I'm not sure. I don't know. By the scent, possibly, but I don't know. And I'm not sure anybody would be able to answer that accurately. I think people may have theories about it, but I don't know if they 100% recognize that they are related. And, is there such thing as relation with leopards? Yes, possibly, not to the extent that we know, probably. And the reason I say that is because, you do get interbreeding between father and daughter, and or occasionally, it does occur, just as with lions too. Let's see the interaction here if Hosana decides to go a bit closer to Thandi. And see, he's keeping his distance. Again, I'm not entirely sure why he is following her around like this. Does he think that she's perhaps got a kill and she's going to take him to a kill? Maybe. He would have remembered that from his mother and recognized this as an old female, so possibly thinking that there's a chance she has a kill and that she may take him to it. He's moving through the back there. Look at him. He's definitely giving her a wide berth. But he's still contact calling. That something like that. It's a bit rougher than what I can do, but oh dear, my leopard calls are not very good, everyone. I do apologize, but he's contact calling to her. Temperature's dropped quite substantially at the moment, and I think especially because we're closer to the water, it's quite cold. I can't tell you how fortunate we are to see interaction between two leopards, because leopards are solitary most of the time, and also leopards are extremely elusive. As you know, at times we track for days and not able to find a leopard. So to find two like this in close proximity, the interaction between two, it is very special, and we are fortunate. And that's one thing, I reiterate with guests too that come out, when we do have sightings like this, when we do get to spend time with these wild animals, we are very, very fortunate, because they are purely allowing us to view them. It's got nothing to do with us. It's not our choice at all. It's their choice. If they wanted to disappear, they could do so very, very easily. Like I said, I think the bush owes us a little bit. This morning we were not very lucky. We didn't find much, but it was still lovely being out, and that's good. I like that, because it just makes us appreciate sightings like this even more. Definitely, the temperature has dropped quite a bit. Cool breeze in the air. Like I said, it may also be because we're close to the water, so there's cold wind coming off the water's edge. Kelsey, now generally what I've found is young leopards from about the age of 4-5 years old, they'll start trying to set up territory for themselves and possibly scent marking. Let's see what he's trying to do here. He's watching the doves. Look at that, isn't that amazing? So as I was saying, generally young males about 4 or 5 years old start trying to set up territory for themselves and scent mark. Young females, though, I know have tried to set up a territory for themselves a little bit earlier than that, about 3 years old, and I've seen young females 2.5, 3 years old trying looking to mate with males, or males looking to mate with them. May not necessarily be successful when they are that young, but they I have seen it before. Look at it growling at him again. See those ears pinned back, showing the black and white tips of the ears. That agnostic behavior, the aggressive behavior, that's what it's known as. So it's showing those threatening markings, almost the black and white to the ears. They pin them back. You do not want to bump into a leopard when that face is looking at you, because then you know you've crossed the line and you're a little too close for comfort. Why don't we go across to Tara quickly? He's apparently got a beautiful sunset. I'll sit with these leopards for a little while longer.
Well, the sun is setting over the African bush once again, and I'm hoping we're in the right area to be serenaded by the lions. That would be pretty awesome. I'm so thrilled you're actually getting some wonderful interaction as well with, the penny has just dropped the cubs from Kruger, from the first litter, Thandi, and from the last litter, Hosana. That is incredible. Just what I was saying earlier about interactions you don't often get a chance to see. Half brother and sister interacting is absolutely amazing. So just to let you guys know, the answer about the elephant's trunk, you were very right with having to reach the water and the food. And the reason why the theory is the neck is so short, so they had to get another way to be able to reach the ground, so that's why the trunk actually grew, to be able to reach the water and the food. So it's thought it's because there's a lack of neck that's actually increased the nose length. So well done if anyone at home got that. So as we're going into the dusk, then the cats hopefully will become a bit more active for you. So I think we need to catch up with Byron and the spots.
Yeah, these leopards, well, they've been active for a while, fortunately, because it's been a nice cool afternoon. The temperature is dropping. I'll just put another jacket on. It's getting quite cold. Sorry, Craig. There we go. There goes the feet. Oh, she's just changing position. Okay. Now, it looked like Hosana moved just to the back there somewhere. I don't think he's too far. Can you see him through there? There he is. It's amazing to see this interaction, and I don't know if we really understand it and if we really know what's going on. I can give you an idea based on behavior I've witnessed in the past, but whether I'm right or not, I don't know. Some people may disagree with me, some may agree. I'm just going on what I've seen in the past and leopard behavior. I've been very fortunate working in the Sabi sands since about 2008. So 9 years, seeing a lot of leopards. Seen a lot of... Oh, hang on, Tara's got something interesting that she wants to show you. Some birds feeding on something. Let's go have a look.
Hi guys, we've just caught a kill in action. Maybe not something you're expecting. It took me a little while to work out what it is that's been caught, but it is actually a chameleon caught by the southern yellow-billed hornbill. And it just goes to show if they can get their beak around it, they will eat it. So I think what it's trying to do is trying to manipulate it to be able to swallow it, or try to break a piece off. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do. I don't think he really knows what he's trying to do. Now the reason why I can see it's chameleon, the body is quite flat, sort of from the back down to the belly, if you like. So if you imagine sort of squashing someone from the sides. Oh, tasty morsel. There's something to be fought over, and unfortunately the other one tried and failed. I'm going to try and I can still see him in the tree. I'm just going to try and roll forward because he's still battling. He might bring it back down to the ground a bit. Straight through there, up on the branch. Yeah. Just roll down a little bit more. Or has he dropped it? Can't see it now. He did have it when he was in there. Possibly the other one's just come in and stolen it. Hi, Kestrel Fox, asking can it swallow it. I'll tell you something. Until I saw the hornbill swallowing a bat, I would have said no. But the bat was bigger than that chameleon. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it was actually trying to manipulate it into a slightly easier, manageable direction to swallow it. And I think possibly because of the other hornbill there, he didn't want to lose it to the other hornbill, and that could be why he was trying to do it quite subtly. Because what they'll then do is throw the head back, kind of throw the food slightly up and throw the head back to then catch it, and then work its way down like that. But it's really is quite a difficult animal to eat, and as I say, the bat also. I still was just absolutely amazed that it could eat something that size. As I say, they really will try anything, but I think he must have dropped it and the other one has taken it off, and I can't see where it's gone now, unfortunately. Shame for the chameleon, but unfortunately that is life in the bush. If you're small, anything can eat you, so it is a case of being big, or if you're small, being in numbers or trying to hide. And obviously that's why the chameleon has that wonderful camouflage. So they must have been pretty eagle-eyed to spot that chameleon. I wonder how they might have taken it from a tree, or if the chameleon was actually walking on the ground trying to be a leaf. They kind of do that rocking backwards and forwards motion. all it would have taken is them to realise, actually, that's not a leaf, that's something to eat. And that's possibly how they picked it up. I think that was more likely than being in the tree, to be honest, because they tend to forage around on the ground quite a lot. Yes, off they go. So, back to the cats, I believe. Enjoy!
Now, these leopards are still lying close to the dam. They haven't really moved. I've just repositioned up onto the dam wall, so we've got a different view of them. And again, I mean, what do you say in a situation like this? It's just a magnificent sighting. 2 leopards, not related. Well, technically not related. I suppose same mother, but that old female is not the mother of this young male. So Thandi and Hosana. No, Nikki, I don't know. You asked what would happen if that big male leopard, Tingana, bumped into these 2 leopards now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I'm going to move quickly. Hold on a second. It's almost like this female leopard wants to get rid of this male, but he's following her. He's being persistent. If Tingana had happened to bump into them, I don't know. It's so tricky. Will he chase the young male off? Will he try and mate with the female? I think so. I think he may try and mate with the female. But then again, he may not, because we know with leopards, the females are the ones that instigate the mating. And the males don't really have to do much. They just need to have a large territory. They need to be big and successful. There we go. There's a nice view of them right here. Craig, is that okay? There we go. And as I was saying, the males have to have a big territory, dominant male, successful, and the females will go and look for them. So the males, in a way, kind of have it easy. Look, it's not easy defending your territory and your dominance, but if you do that, the females will come to you. So if Tingana had to bump into these 2, who knows what would happen. He could possibly tolerate them. He could possibly tolerate this young male. I think he may recognize that it is his offspring. I think they've bumped into each other before, purely judging by tracks that we've seen. I haven't seen them together, but I do think, at night, again, with these leopards moving around so much, they often bump into one another. Mimi, you've basically asked if there are multiple males around, will the female mate with a number of them, so or to ensure the safety of her cubs? Yes, I've seen females move around and mate with a number of males, 2 or 3 males that are in close proximity. Maybe their territories are very close to one another, and her territory possibly overlaps with 2 of their territories, then yes, she will mate with both males so that they both think that the offspring is theirs. I've seen females do that before. If there's just one dominant male around, then she probably wouldn't have to. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Is he scent marking? Or is he just urinating against the bush because he's seen another leopard do it? he's still far too young to set up a territory. That's why he's nomadic. That's why he's moving through these areas. We see him all over the show. He's still completely in his mother's territory. And you see, he's listen, you might still hear contact calls. He was contact calling a bit. He's so hesitant. It's almost like he doesn't know what to do. He's not sure how to approach this female. Now, please don't think that this male, this young male is setting up a territory. He's not scent marking to set up territory. I can promise you that. He's too young. He's far too young. He's only a year and a half old. It's impossible. He will get pushed out. He will get chased. I think he's just urinating. He's rubbing up against some trees and that, but it's definitely not scent marking to take over territory, perhaps, or anything like that. I think he's just he's trying to show off, perhaps, for this female, but he won't know what to do. And the way he's reacting, and he's he's being quite submissive. He keeps moving away from her as soon as she growls at him. That's a nice view of her still sitting close to the dam. You can hear Egyptian geese basically alarm calling at the leopard. That's the sound that you can hear. Easy. That's interesting behavior, and sometimes all we can do is observe. And I think to be honest, I think us trying to understand every little bit of interaction or behavior that these animals do, I think it's a bit difficult, and I think we need to be cautious of that. I think that occasionally it's just wonderful to view, observe, and perhaps learn and see what happens. We might not necessarily understand it completely, but that's okay. These are wild animals. We're not meant to completely understand them. Anyway, maybe some food for thought. You can let me know what you think. Don't forget, #SafariLive, everyone. Send us your questions and comments. Let's head across back to Tara, who's got a spotlight out. See what her plan is for the early evening.
Hi everybody. Yeah, I just thought I'd try the spotlight. It's still a little bit light at the moment, but I'm hoping we're still in the area where we left the lions. I feel like I'm a dog with a bone on this one, but I'm thinking it's quite a big block. So we're closer to Buffalo's Hook Cut Line than we are Voyatella Access. It is possibly going to take them a while, but if they're moving, if they're wanting to go and drink, for example, it shouldn't take them too long. So I think we're just going to try and travel along maybe the fire break towards Sydney's Dam, because that's where the water would be, the closest water source, just to see if maybe they'll pop out there. And we'll still do the route around Sandy Patch and back along Voyatella Access, just to see if we do have any luck of them coming out of this block. So unfortunately it's just very thick bush, and I haven't heard any more barking, any more alarm calls to let us know anything is there. Unfortunately, sometimes that is the way it goes, but we are still trying, so we'll see how lucky we are. Fingers crossed. We did see a little bat flying. Unfortunately, it was flying so fast, and I think that really would have tested tested the skills, but I think Senzo did extremely well on keeping up with that Battalier, really. I mean, to keep it for that long as well was so... I'm just so impressed. Hi, Riti. Riti would love to see an owl. Well, hopefully we can try and accommodate for that, because say the sun is setting now, and you do get owls with pale eyes, like blue she says no, yellow and orange, and those owls tend to come out before true night has fallen. So you can get the little pearl spotted owlet and the barred owlet coming out before the sun has set, and you do get some of the owls like the large greater spotted eagle owl. So I'm slipping over my words now. I haven't been drinking, I promise. But the spotted eagle owl, and so those type of owls you can see in this kind of dusk, but I've also seen them out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon during the winter time, because it is obviously a lot cooler than it is in the summer. But we may also be lucky enough to get the Varro's eagle owl. They are around this area and they're massive. They're like this sort of size. The Pels, unfortunately, it's not really the right area for the Pels fishing owl. That's quite a rare sight to see, and if you have ever seen a Pels fishing owl, you're extremely lucky. You tend to need to go to the large riverbeds that are still flowing to see those. So maybe a few more minutes and it will start to get dark enough to start using the spotlight. There's a few impala here. So I'm just trying to almost take stock of what's around us, so that if we do hear an alarm call, we know roughly where the animals were. Well, what's that in the distance? Can you see that? It's just coming into view there. How bizarre. What is that? You see what I'm looking at? It's that... Oh, it's light. I was thinking, that was just really messing with me. I thought, that can't be a flame in the distance that big. It's a bit worrying. Sure, it just, because it's flickering, because it's the two lights, it just looks like a massive flame, doesn't it, from where we are? Don't think it's coming up on screen. Yo, that was a bit worrying. So slowly heading our way down to Sydney's Dam. Hi 68, welcome on board. And 68 asking, oh hold on, oh, my binoculars all mixed up. 68 asking if there's any bush babies in Djuma, and yes there are bush babies. And we think possibly one got taken last night. It was not a nice call that was going on, but we weren't able to actually confirm if it was that or not. The bush babies, or galagos or galagos, depends on how you want to say it, tomato, tomato. But we have the lesser, which is about this big, and you also get the thick-tailed galago, and I believe that has also been seen here, and that's quite a lot larger, so that's kind of that sort of size in body. And the bush babies are so called because of the call. It does sound like a child wailing, and believe me, when you're trying to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and this little bush baby, say that big, is calling extremely loudly right next to your ear, it's not something you actually enjoy. Now I'm just seeing a stump through there. I think it is a stump rather than a cat's head. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. Through there, I think you're not going to be at the right height to see it. I think it is though. I would like to confirm it, just in case. So you might actually be able to see it through there now. Yeah, it is a stump. Especially in this kind of light, it's always good just to double check, because that could well have been the head of a leopard just peeking up to see if there's any prey hidden in the bushes there. But yeah, the cry is almost like a ow, ow, ow. Imagine that next to your head at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not nice. Sorry? Oh, that's the one I thought. So I thought possibly the lesser was being attacked yesterday, because it was that kind of pitch, but it definitely didn't sound too happy. Almost sounded like of it, and it was kind of saying, "Get off me, get off me." Okay, so we're going to carry on our loop around, see if we can find any tracks on the road. So we will let you know, and hopefully, now they've got the infrared light on, you'll still be able to see the spotted cats. Enjoy.
We have indeed got the infrared on. Now, this is the young male. The female is not far from us, just down the road. She did just give a territorial call, that sawing that the leopards do. You can hear, listen to him, he's still contact calling. It's interesting behavior. Beautiful, beautiful leopard. There we go, she's coming back up, there she comes. Oh, what, she's growling at him. That's very interesting behavior. Isn't this wonderful that we're able to see this so well at night, and we don't have a single light on? While infrared, watch, let's see what happens. It's just following her now. I'm going to drive around quickly, hold on. Wow, I think she went right down there. Down that embankment. Is she going to walk through the drainage line? Can you see her down there? You can see him at the top. There we go, she's lying down there. Is she? Yeah, there she is. You can just see he's still at the top. Wow, she went straight down there. No, hold on a second. I'm going to try to drop down there. We might still get... I think we've got decent enough signal down that side, so we'll still get a view of her. Let me just turn around here quickly. I'll drop down into the Mulawati, but I'm sure our signal should be fine here. Now she was walking this way. Let's just have a look. Did she go back up there? Ah, she's gone back up. Both of them are just, they're now back up at the top. We'll go back around quickly. Sure. Oh, little Wendy almost didn't start there. That would have been fun. Craig, when last did you push a Land Rover? It's a lot of fun, I promise. Alright, let me see where these leopards are going. Sorry, let's head back to Tara, who's got a Franklin. And I'll see if I can get another view of these leopards.
Hi everybody. Oh, we did have another Franklin. It was slightly different to the one that we had on drive earlier today. This bird needs to go to bed, but it was actually because it was calling that we saw it. I'm going to see if I can try and relocate. Oh, it's gone back up. There we go. So just straight through there again. If I move forward a little bit, there we go, before it disappears. You can see all the beautiful markings on the back, but you might be able to see the orange legs and the orange beak. Now I think that one's a youngster actually, but the adult was just in front, and you could see the nice spot there, just at the back on the branch. There we go. So the orange beak and the orange legs, and you might have just been able to see the sharp spurs at the back of the leg, which is where it gets its new name. So this is actually a Spurfowl rather than a Franklin now. It used to be known as a Franklin, but it's the Natal Spurfowl. And there is the chick settling down to roost. There you go, you can see the spurs. So I'm actually going to take the spotlight off them now and let them settle down. Getting all the brood together. Rounding everyone up. Come on guys, get into bed. Sleep well, stay safe, and we'll leave you to it. Oh, machine gun nest, Franklins with a pesky attitude. Oh, there's something about the Natal Franklin I like. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the call. They are slightly bigger than the crested Franklin, but I always think, now this is my own word to their call, but I always think they say hot diggity, and I don't know why. It reminds me of Muttley from the cartoon. And I don't know why. It's got nothing to do. I think maybe it was a Dick Dastardly in the interaction there. But that's what I always think of when it's calling. Crazy how your mind works. So, Natal Spurfowl. So just checking up in the trees, see if we've got any bush babies or any chameleons. So we know the chameleons are around. We've had a yellow-billed hornbill trying to eat one. That is amazing. Oh, okay, well that sounds like you need to catch one last glimpse of the cats before they leave, so enjoy guys.
Now these leopards are starting to move further up the drainage line. We may lose a bit of signal through here, but they're going up the Mawati, which is good. That means maybe there's a chance that they could potentially stay on the property for the night. I'm not sure. Maybe we have luck tomorrow morning. Just trying to see. There they go. They're going through some long grass now, everybody. You can see straight ahead at leopards moving through there. I think that is Thandi up ahead, and Tumba was through here off to the right. I'm going to keep the spotlight. There we go. Here she goes. What a wonderful afternoon spent with two leopards. Isn't that incredible? Really, really special. Just having a look around. We should see him maybe once more. or not. But what a nice afternoon, interesting afternoon, very, very interesting to see this behavior from these leopards and to see that interaction, very special. And I'm so glad that we got to view that and appreciate that. Anyway, like I say, I'm not sure that they could potentially stay on the property for the evening. Moving around, maybe. Again, I'm going to try go back and have a look. I'm sure there's some screenshots and that. I want to double check that it definitely is Hosana. I'm sure all of you, all the viewers and that have said it is him. I just want to make sure but I don't know why. It's just strange behavior. It's very strange behavior to see a young male leopard follow a female like this that he has technically no connection with. But anyway, very, very interesting. Alright, there's another vehicle coming. So they've moved along there, and I think we're going to start making our way back. Alright, so let's head back to Tara, and I think Tara will finish the show. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Hello, good evening.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, I hope if you hadn't been able to see the leopards that you did get to see the tails disappearing at least. But it sounds like Byron's also agreeing that it is a very odd behaviour to see half brother and sister together. Now I'm saying they're half brother and sister because they shared the same mother, Kruger, but the father would be different. So Thandi we think was actually fathered by her grandfather, which was Mafuffanyan, and Kosan, who is the fifth litter from Kruger, I believe would have been Mvula's offspring. So two different fathers but the same mother. So really exciting, and like I say, this is what is so special about Safari Live. You get to share and see this unfold right before your eyes, unedited, unscripted, just real live nature. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now unfortunately I haven't been able to find an owl, I haven't been able to find a chameleon, and the lions are keeping quiet. So at least Byron managed to deliver for you, which I'm really pleased about. So I think, unfortunately, unless we hit it lucky with a cat jumping out, maybe we'll have the mouse run into us again. Mighty Mouse. That would be amazing. But I really hope, if this has been your first safari, or even if this is your 1000th safari, I don't know what numbers we're at now, but I hope you have enjoyed us here on Safari Live. We've thoroughly enjoyed having you aboard, and I really hope you can join us wherever you are in the world again for our next live safari. And look at the moon tonight. It's almost full moon. Absolutely breathtaking. And you might even be able to see the Sea of Tranquility coming through there. Oh, just. Good night, everybody. Keep well, sleep well, have a great day. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.